Hey, welcome to our Light of the Hatha Soul series. I'm Lorraine.
And I'm Raphael.
And we're coming to you to share with you ways for you to connect with your soul, connect your soul purpose. Right? Yeah. So we're trying to keep it short and sweet for you. And this video is basically going to be a part one of two. And we want to help you share and we want to share with you how you can bring down the old and create something new, right? So yeah, so how do you think we should start?
Well, to begin with, like with the energy of like helping people, shift their energy.
Yeah.
Well, I think the big thing is for them, like for anybody to recognize what needs to be shifted, right? And to really get to know yourself, really get to know the key pieces in your life, and also like clear direction of moving forward. Where do they want to be even next week?
Yeah. So, I mean, you can't know where you can project where you want to be next week, but if you don't know where you are now, energetically speaking, then it's pretty tough to understand how you can get somewhere else in a higher vibration.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So I guess the first part then is recognizing how the energy flows.
Yeah.
So what's a good way to begin to do that?
I always I'm a big believer is just quiet your mind, quiet your surroundings, go inwards and start doing body checks. And, how am I feeling? And, the more you learn about yourself and the energy that's going on in your being, it's more like, okay, well, I have, pain in my neck or or my stomach is really, kind of nauseous. And it's amazing. Our body will react to the environment that we are putting ourselves in a lot of the time. So
definitely.
Yeah. So it's learning the little triggers and how our body is reacting to them. And so if you, think about the chakra system, right? And it's just like, okay, so maybe my neck is hurting because I'm not speaking my truth, or my stomach is, upset. What would you think for that?
Well, you're not digesting the things you're meant to digest, or you're digesting and not letting it flow out, not grounding it.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's just like taking a really good look, physically, mentally, like where you feel the shifting in your body and what's going on. So really get to know yourself. And it's really hard for people to actually really get to know themselves because they're too caught up in the day-to-day life, and
things get busy. And I find though that people who do have time for themselves find a way to totally fill it up so they can ignore what's going on.
100%.
And it's 100%. Not until something is almost at crisis mode that they'll finally start to deal with it. If something's just, just a little naggy poke, a little bit, they can just kind of ignore it. But if it becomes like I won't demonstrate, slug, I mean, that's when it's like, oh, I better pay attention. And really by then, you have a lot more backpedaling to do to fix it instead of doing it a little bit at a time. Daily check-ins. Doesn't have
her only time was to, the 5 minutes or 10 minutes brushing her teeth. And so it's just like, okay. And, there's always different tools. And it's just like, I said, use that time to check in, to release, to let go, to reset. And, there was a stone that I threw in there for that.
Of course.
Guess what? What?
Smoky quartz?
Heck no. Are you shocked?
I am.
I know.
I got to guess.
Remember she's standing. She's standing brushing her teeth.
Black tourmaline.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so smart.
I try.
Yeah.
So that's great. So what's another good way? It's good. That's good daily stuff because you're doing hygiene, right? Brushing your teeth, washing your face. you can be, intending that while you're doing this, you're slowing off, you're releasing and getting rid of the day energy. But I think too, something a little more profound, even if it's like once a week or once a month,
Yeah.
is to maybe get out in nature.
Oh, yes. Find your tools, find your triggers. Everybody has a different trigger where they can release. A lot of people love to go for walks. They, out in nature, touching a tree. If you're prone to water, you like the water, go by the water. And it's a natural. I can't talk today. Release, right? And it's a feel good mind, body, and soul, right?
And grounding. I mean, with every step you take, you're grounding off, from the time you walk from the house or the car to the trail to the beach.
Yeah.
You're already leaving all that behind.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And allowing yourself to just take each new step forward.
Yes. And I'm getting a walking with intention. So bring attention to absolutely everything that you do. So yes, walking to the car, doing this. And it's just like, every step is a step forward.
Yeah.
It's not a step backwards.
Yeah.
And that's such a big, almost like aha moment. It's just like, I'm setting intentions to be moving forward.
And it's just that simple.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to set aside an hour every day to go, okay. I gotta set my intention. I've got to have my purpose.
Yeah.
No, you make it part. Yeah. You make it part of your everyday life.
Yeah.
And at first it might take a bit of practice to remember to do it, but at the same time, you're creating this really good habit.
Exactly.
That allows you to then, when things do go sideways or things do, obstacles pop up, it allows you to quickly deal with them.
Yes, and it's almost like, our brain is so trained to work in a certain way and we get just really stuck there. So then it helps doing a shift, right? So you're more working, with this energy instead of this energy, right? This energy is more fluid and it's like, okay, it's moving, right? Whereas it's just like, and it's not so stuck.
Not stuck or not overabundant of energy, No, I think that is great. So I think that is a perfect way to start step one of, figuring out your soul connection.
Yes. So what was it then? Get to know yourself.
Get to know yourself and find out how the energy flows, right? That's what you talked about in the beginning.
Yeah, because everybody's energy, like when I work with people, right? And same with you, everybody's energy is different. And it's just like everybody has a certain, some people's energy is like this, some people are this, and it's like get to know how you feel, right? And I don't know, actually a neat trick is to, start moving your hands around what feels right for you, right? For your body, right? And your environments. And, usually your hands, exactly. She always, it's good. You on track? I'm like this, right? This is what I do, and usually like your hand movements is what your insides are doing and your energy on how you
flow or how you pick up on things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
You
do it like counterclockwise. I don't know if you knew that.
No.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
That's well, to me, it's like you're gathering up. That's what I do when I cleanse things is I gather up counterclockwise. So you're gathering up into information and energy.
I need all the help I can get.
So just a quick recap then to part one here to bring in to bring down the old, right? Just bringing down the old stuff from up in the attic, right? And allowing yourself to create something new. So the first step is what we just talked about. It's to understand your own energy, to understand where energy flows. And then to also so recognizing it. And then it's also about releasing energy by going out in nature, or the everyday habit is just having your intention at while you're doing things like brushing your teeth, be be mindful of what you're doing to help release,
Yeah.
you know. And I think, you know, now that you mentioned brushing your teeth is great because that's all in the mouth and the throat chakra area. And I know a lot of people, especially empaths, who can't always articulate what they're feeling or what they want to say or how they're hurt by something, you know, someone does or says, is when you're brushing your teeth to just allow that energetic plaque buildup from feeling that way to be released as you brush your teeth, and then, you know, spit it down into the sink.
It's so easy, right?
Yeah.
Like realistically, I know it sounds silly, but it's so true. You know, set intention with everything that you do and be aware of everything you do, because the more aware you are, the faster it is to say, hey, this isn't working for me anymore.
The faster you can get rid of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want to let that go,
Yeah.
right? And to get comfortable with that feeling and to actually recognize those yucky feelings, right? And it's just like, hey, I don't want to deal with this anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
And I don't need to deal with it anymore.
Exactly.
You know what I predict?
Ooh, what?
That everyone's going to be brushing their teeth for longer now than they used to.
Oh,
So I'm not finished with my intention.
Add another 5 minutes.
There you go. So I hope you found this useful. And but always, if you have questions and comments, please post them and we will address them in our next video or in the comments themselves.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Exactly.
But before we go, we want to pull a card.
All right.
Okay. I have my Work Your Light card deck here. So actually, I pulled the card before we started. I think I'm just going to.
And I think it works for this.
One. Oh, you can't see it. It's very bright. Okay. So it's get grounded. All right. Get grounded. So to me, right there, bringing down the old, bringing it down, grounding it off. This is perfect for highly sensitives, empaths, connecting with nature, like everything we just talked about. You know, it's such a nice energy card, and grounded doesn't always mean heaviness.
And I'm saying pulling in your resources, right? Pulling everything together, and kind of like what actually we were just talking about, right? Like, pay attention to everything and bring it all together. Find out what you want to release and let go. Grounding, right? And that's and,
you know, maybe you want to journal this stuff down so you actually write it. Yeah, because I think it's good to have it written down, so you can see it. I mean, we can think it, you know, till you know, the cows come home, but it's not real until it's written down. Yeah, and I mean, even the negative stuff, right?
I like that idea. Like seriously, and then you can like have a check, you know, even next week, right? So see the beginning point, and then keep on working, and then you can see how far you've come, or certain things that you want to work on more. Yeah, and if you go back and look at the negative stuff, does it still trigger you, right? Or it's like, oh yeah, I'm done with that, scratch. You know, I mean, I think that's a good test right there. If you look back and you're like, oh yeah, that doesn't bother me anymore. Or if it's like, oh, you know, so obviously some things take a little longer to release and get rid of, and that is totally okay. It's part of the process. Exactly. And then we also have other little tricks. Oh, we're just not stopping today, are we? Oh, yes. Share. Oh, well, I don't know if we talked about it today, but other areas where to let go of stuff, right? Yeah. Like the you know, there's stones for that. Yeah. There's stones for grounding. There's stones for moving forward to feel the fire in your life and to give you that spark and that oomph, like, hey, it's time. Yeah. I have the power. Yeah. I sound like He-Man. That's dating yourself. I have the power. But yeah, so that'll definitely be in a future video. And you know, this is the Light of the Half a Soul series. So stay tuned for more and have a great day.